I mess up, I can just edit it with the direct selection tool, because every single point you draw with the blob brush is an anchor, and that's why it's so goated. Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Pate, I'm a graphic designer, and today I want to talk about the blob brush. In my opinion, the most underrated tool in Adobe Illustrator. This tool is built into Illustrator, but I feel like barely anyone uses it, and I don't know why. In this video, I'm going to show you every single way you can use the blob brush and the difference between the blob brush and the brush tool. So without further ado, let's get straight into Illustrator. Alright guys, here we are in Illustrator, and first things first, I just want to preface that when most people are drawing or making things in Adobe Illustrator, they'll either use like the pen tool to make shapes, or maybe they'll use the paintbrush tool, or even the pencil tool, but I don't know why you would use the pencil tool, because the blob brush is just overall superior to all of these. So let me show you. You're just going to want to hold down and then hover the blob brush, or easier, just press Shift B. That's what I do, and I'll just show you how it works. So in the corner here, you're going to have all of your type of brushes and stuff. This gene brush is diabolical. I don't know why anyone would use that, but typically I will use the 5-point round or the 15-point round, depending on how thick I want it to be. And then obviously all you got to do is just draw. It's really freaking easy, and the cool part about it is you can press the direct selection tool, or A. You can literally, every single point is an editable anchor point in which you can move the handle, you can customize however you like. It's really cool, and that is why I think the blob brush is, in my opinion, the most superior brush out of them all. To show a real example of how I would use this, let's take a look. For those who don't know, I do a bunch of character design and creation on my Instagram. I have a lot of fun doing that. So one of my favorite uses for the blob brush is drawing hair. Obviously, hair is something that's kind of hard to depict, especially when you're drawing in Adobe Illustrator. It's especially hard, at least for me, when I'm drawing hair on paper. But I find that in Illustrator, when I'm using the blob brush to make hair, it always is just so fun. So let's just go ahead and give this fella some hair. So click Shift B. I'm gonna go. Also, always make sure that you can do you here, or you press, I believe, X. So when you're drawing with the blob brush, make sure you use the stroke. And then I'm gonna go ahead and give this fella some purple hair, because purple's lit. So I'm gonna use the 15-point round, and I'm just gonna give this fella some little nice hair with the blob brush. And the reason I want to use this over the brush tool and way over the pen tool is just due to the fact that if I mess up, or if I don't like something, or I don't want it to be, I don't have to completely start over. If I mess up, I can just edit it with the direct selection tool, because every single point you draw with the blob brush is an anchor. And that's why it's so goated, in my opinion, because you can just edit these anchor points however you please, and it makes it so easy. So I'm gonna just go ahead and give this guy a nice little cut, nice little haircut, get him some stees. And it's literally so easy. I love how fun it is, and how like stress-free it also is. Like I really like never feel anxiety when I'm using the blob brush, because it's just so fun. And the literal name of it is fun, you know what I mean? Like, it's the blob brush, like, that's so lit. And also, if you guys don't know, so see, in this situation, I wanted to add another anchor point right here. I'd press A, and then I'd press P for the pen tool, and that just allows you to add another anchor point, if there wasn't one there already. So that's another fun little secret for you guys. Yeah, overall, the blob brush is just super goated, and I love using it. Now look at this cut. Buddy's looking like a little Steez legend over here. And I love doing character design. I think it's so fun, and I love clothing too, so it kind of allows me to combine my graphic design skills with my creativity and love for clothes. So it's just W's all around. I just really enjoy it, and yeah. So I'm gonna just go ahead and give this guy some boom. And yeah, boom, easy hair with the blob brush. Like, if you were using the pen tool, it would be so hard to recreate this. there's so many weird shapes in there that like are so hard to create with the pen tool, because with the pen tool you have to be, it's meant for like perfectly straight lines, and these are so curvy and weird that I just don't think it would be possible for me to make this with the paint, with any other tool in Adobe Illustrator. I'm gonna just keep going. I could use the pen tool here, but for the sake of the video, let's use the blob brush and give this guy some lips. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna use the 10, excuse me, I'm gonna use the 5 brush, and I'm just gonna give this guy some big old lips. Just like that. There we go. And boom. That might be a little big, but there we go. There's some nice lips for bruh. And see, if, like I said before, if I don't like how some of these anchor points look, I can just edit it however I want. It's that easy. See, I don't really like this big hump right here. So, also, if you want to get rid of an anchor point, just press backspace and it goes away. But make sure you're directly selecting it, or it'll mess you up. So check that out. Bam! Check this guy out. I'm gonna go press it again, and then I'm gonna go on stroke and give my man Sasori, super niche anime reference. Check that out, guys. Boom. So simple. And another thing is, like, if you're not comfortable using the cursor to draw, like, I know it can be a bit difficult if you're used to drawing with a pen, and like drawing with a mouse is like a bit weird. That's why the blob brush is so good, because you can literally just edit the anchor points however you want, and there's no issue, there's no stress. It's just so fun, so easy, and boom. Look at this guy. Looks like a chiller. Should I give him some sunglasses? I think I will. And let's see. Oh yeah. How easy and fun is that, guys? Select, Command G. Guys. I actually don't like the purple. I would draw a body, but for the sake of the video, I won't use the blob brush probably in any other situation for this video. So let's move on to the next usage for the blob brush, and that is lettering. So let's just get a new doc. So here we are. I'm gonna click Shift B, as you all know. Make sure the stroke is stroke, and this is my second favorite way to use the blob brush. Is for lettering. So I'm gonna go ahead. I really like to make these fun, like, I don't know, I really enjoy the look of like typography that just looks hand-drawn, but it's vectorized, you know what I mean? So to achieve that, I use the blob brush. It's so easy. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll just grab it, and I wish this dock was vertical, so I'm gonna just do that. And okay. Let's draw some what word should I draw? I'm going to draw the word blob. So I'm just going to go... blob. Boom. It's so easy, and like I think you guys should know by now, but all of this is editable. That's the goated part about it. Is like, say you wanted to do this, and like, yeah, of course there's like fonts you can download that look like this, but I think it's way more fun to just make your own font and make it, and those fonts aren't vectorized. Obviously you can create an outline and vectorize it, but like, I don't know, this is just one way you can do things, and like, you know, I think it's more fun to do it like this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just thicken this guy out, and boom. And then, like, let's say I want to take this, I can make it super thick, and I can give it a stroke and make it look fun, and it's just that easy, guys. I don't know. I guess the main difference between this and the brush tool is simply the fact that you can edit the anchor points, and it just makes it so much better and easier to work with, in my opinion. I rarely hear people talk about this tool, which is like so crazy to me, because it's so good. And obviously this is really quick, and I'm just doing a quick demo, but like, you can't make something like this with any other tool. So let's do another example. Say I should delete that. I'll just turn it off. Say I want to make, like, I'm making a poster, but I want to add, like, a star or a flower. Let's do a flower. Say I wanted to make a flower, but I didn't want it to look like a perfect flower. I kind of wanted to have this, like, ignorant, childlike look to the flower. I would use the Blob Brush because it's so perfect for that. So let's just draw a flower. Check it out. Flowers, boom. And then what you can do is you can save these as PNGs, and then you can open it in Photoshop and apply these onto your poster and they're just easily editable. They're all vectors. You can make it smart objects in Photoshop and put any filters or gradients or whatever you want to do. You can just literally do whatever, and that's like the beauty of the Blob Brush. Is it's just fun. It's easy. It's cool. Like, you can take them, you can edit them, they're all vectorized. You can literally, like, adjust the shape of anything you want. It's so fun, so easy, like, and yeah, that's simply why I think the Blob Brush is the most underrated tool in Adobe Illustrator. I just want to say, if you made it to the end of this video, I hope you learned something, and I hope you will be using the Blob Brush when you're making art or designing something, because it really is the most slept on tool in Illustrator. So if you make some art with it, message me on Instagram, and I'd love to see what you make, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.